protest once again, but I also understand that it should have seemingly was put on the shoulders, or at least that's how they sounded. The promise made, they made it look like they were doing the workers a favor. So I'm looking. I understand also that the macro economy controls the micro economies. Well, I don't know. I feel like I've always felt like that, by the way, that the governors can do more and the governors can have more input. For instance, was it not yesterday we saw in Abia State where the former Minister of Power, although it's a private business, ventured into the power sector, and I do feel if that that it will, and I think that can be done. That's a private individual. That is a private individual. I don't think it has the resources that state governments have. However, we're not seeing them venture into all of these things, and then I can't help but wonder, and I can't help but think, are we really traveling on the right path? For the federal government, I don't know. The federal government seems like it is overwhelmed. The federal government seems like too many things are happening at the same time, and it doesn't know which one to tackle. I'm still asking the question: what would this protest, gain? What results will emerge as a result of this protest that started today? And generally, what do you think of the protest? That's like the talking point for this big story. Now let's move on now to the next big story, and the next big story is just as important. Nigeria to pay unemployed youths monthly. So after FEC yesterday, that's the Federal Executive Council meeting, we got to hear from one of the ministers that the federal government has agreed, the Executive Council or the Executive Committee has agreed to pay unemployed youths, I think mostly graduates who are not employed. They're going to be paid a token. We don't know how much that token is just yet, but according to them, it is to enable them have the ability to buy things in the marketplace due to the rising cost of living or the high cost of living. So they are saying it will increase their purchasing power. But I'm thinking, even though we have recalibrated the yardstick with which we calculate unemployment in Nigeria. Before, it used to be calculated, I think, somewhere around the region of 33+%. Now it's set to be 5%, because they say the informal sector employs people, so they are also calculating the informal sector now. They're not just calculating the formal sector, like it used to be. And even at that, about 5% of the population set to be unemployed. And if that be the case, we are estimated to have about 211 plus million people. 5% of that should be somewhere around the region of maybe 12 million, thereabout, 12 million plus. Calculate whatever token they want to pay, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 100,000. That's some huge money. That's some big money. And remember, I had a guest yesterday on the show when we were talking about the dollarization of the Nigerian economy, and he fingered the problem, and he said as long as production is lacking in Nigeria, our naira can and will not have value. And that's what really has impacted the cost of living in the country, right? Because when the value of naira is poor, it's most likely that inflation is bound to happen. I'm not an economist, but I'm thinking that's very much possible, right? And so when you look at all of these things, when you look at it, from all critical angles, you want to wonder if our scarce resource or resources should be used to pay unemployed youths when we could have built once again factories or refurbished factories that would have brought about employment. What's happening with the refineries? What's happening with the steel factory? What's the name? The one in Abukuta. What's the name again? I just skipped my head. What's happening with mechanized farming? What's happening with a lot of the resources that we have and are nursing these resources. So I'm thinking, really, is this the way to go? Paying unemployed youth, and you see, it seemingly does not look like the first time this is happening. Remember the what they called that scheme again? I'm trying to remember, where they paid 20,000 naira to is it 1,000 youths per local government? I think I'm trying to remember the name of that scheme under Buhari's administration. That was also something similar to this. How effective was that? That move by government. So when you think about all of these things, you want to ask yourself the question that I asked when I was talking about, the NLC nationwide protest. It looks like the federal government is overwhelmed. It looks like the federal government is possibly handling too many challenges at the same time. Interesting. But let's quickly move on now to the third big story for today. It somehow is connected to the second big story. And the third big story is talking about lawmakers' salaries too small for the responsibilities that they carry. Okay, so while Nigerians are on the streets protesting hardship, calling for the cut to the cost of governance, the deputy speaker of the House of Representatives has said, we cannot enough. We cannot paid. Which is to the commercial. I will come back and I would like to hear your views, because these are my three by the deputy speaker of the House of Representatives. I am Kala Dakuru, but we are listening to Hard Facts. I'll be right back.
No flaws. Gospel Faith Mission International.
Station tonight, 3 Nigerian forces hard facts. 26 minutes big stories. I was on the third big story before the commercial break, and for the sake of proper context, let us read from where it's a report on the deputy speaker saying salaries are not enough. I'm going to read from two newspapers. Deputy speaker members as much as Nigerian, and 50% of it cannot be sacrificed to mitigate the suffering of the masses. And then I'm wondering, who are these people serving again? Are we serving them, or are they serving us? I'm wondering. But I mean, if their salaries are not enough, I mean, they have a right to say it, right? Because we've seen labor protest because salaries were not enough. We've seen even unions, ASU for instance, protest because their welfare, they say, is not enough, or were not enough at the time. So even the lawmakers have a right to that, right? I'm just thinking out loud. So they're saying, see, we cannot cut our salaries. People, it's like lawmakers' salaries too small for job responsibilities. The deputy speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, on Monday said the current salaries of federal lawmakers cannot take them home to do the jobs they were elected to do. And so I'm wondering, what are the jobs? What are the jobs of the lawmakers at the federal level and even at the state level? Maybe we need to go back to elementary government classrooms so that we can, get the job description or descriptions of the lawmakers. Because what I was told, as seen in my Nigerian constitution, is that the lawmakers are supposed to make laws. The lawmakers are supposed to checkmate the executive arm of government. The lawmakers are supposed to represent the people. Basically, I don't know, are there any more responsibilities that they're supposed to embark on, or they're supposed to carry? I'm wondering. I'm thinking out loud now. Maybe you can help me. Okay, someone say, what's it called again now? Constituency project. That's not their work. I mean, the Constitution, I feel like that's an illegal thing, because the Constitution is clear on the roles and responsibilities of all arms of government. Executive, why do I keep stumbling today? Anyways, executive arm of government is for the execution of government projects and ideas. Execution. So I'm wondering why, a lawmaker should be executing a constituency project. And I don't think that's his. Maybe it is his responsibility to say, hey, government, hey, the people in my area don't have light. I guess that's his work, because it's representing people. But not to go collect, the money or the contract or whatever it is that to do. It's the bottom of the hour. And so it's time for me to take your calls and get to hear what you think about my three big stories for today. Number one, NLC protest kickstarted today. What have you observed? How do you feel about it? Finally, I mean, they kept to their promise, even though the federal government tried to dissuade them yesterday night. And I'm wondering, do you see the possibility of it having a positive or negative result? I'd like to hear from you as well. And why are the governors making it look like, hey, it's not like it's not our fault, basically? The second big story has got to do with the federal government coming out to say it will pay unemployed youths a token. We don't know how much that token will be. But whatever it is, whatever amount it is, I'm asking the question, should that money not be plowed into building or in industrialization? Because we need production more than ever. Now, more than ever. And then the third big story, of course, I just wrapped up with that one, has got to do with the lawmakers saying, hey, we cannot cut our salaries. We cannot cut down. It's not enough. We're not earning it. Nigerians are just exaggerating. All right, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. There is 0817-923-0002. Okay, we're live on Facebook, Nigerian for PH. We're live on YouTube, Nigerian for PH, and we're active on X, Nigerian for PH. There's the WhatsApp number for WhatsApp messages, 0809 0306416. I look forward to your contributions. So let's start with this call now. I missed that one. Missed that one as well. Hello.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. Welcome on the show. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
My name is Real Gift, calling from Port Harcourt Township.
I wonder if there's a fake gift, but Real Gift, welcome on the show. Let's get your thoughts on this one, please.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you faintly. Good afternoon to you, Chief K.
All right.
Can you hear me, please?
I can hear you loud and clear, but I wonder if you can hear me. Welcome on the show.
Thank you very much for having me, Chief K.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All right.
Please, excuse me. Let me start from that, the second big story. I would prefer, rather than getting cooking, I would prefer prayer points. I believe you understand my point.
I understand you very well.
Thank you very much. So prayer points, they go better than token.
Okay.
And in any case, what is the database? In fact, the unemployed, what is the criteria to measure or to get the number of persons you want to take care of in each of the states, including Abuja.
So,
I don't think this is the best option. This is part of humanitarian, whatever.
Real gifts.
Yeah, they use in collecting more prayer points for themselves. And briefly on the issue of the comment by Honorable Benjamin Carlo. Please stop your friend at Chief K. If an average House of Reps member's salary cannot take him or her home, your salary will carry you water.
I wonder.
Go reach your house.
I wonder. Well, thank you very much, Real Gift. Funny enough, you cannot hear me. I wanted to ask you the question. I wanted to say, there is the statistics, the data for unemployed people in Nigeria. So maybe they would use that data. They had the way with which they acquired or arrived at that data or that premise. So maybe they would use that data to share the money. I wonder. But you asked some pertinent questions there. 92.3 Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, welcome. Please tell me your name.
Yeah, my name is Honorable Ida. Call it from Nkoro.
All right, Honorable Ida, welcome.
Yes, I want to plead with the state government to please attend to workers in River State. So please, since they protest for the government house, you can see the protest is very peaceful. So please attend to their letter and ask them what's the problem. They attend to their problem. Please, people are suffering. You should not wait for the federal government to start maintaining. You should please use his hand to call one of them, their headman. What is your problem? Let me just attend to your problem.
All right.
Please, I'm begging him. Do something for the workers and the people of River State. That's suffering before federal government attend to us. Please attend to your children in River State. Thank you very much. God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ida from Nkoro. It's good to have you. Yesterday, you were threatening not to be a part of the show anymore. Anyways, let's look at this one. It says, "Greetings, Canada. Do I not be to their ground and ensure that the protest took place across the country? You can't beat a child and ask him not to cry. We are hungry. There is insecurity and killings. Government should fix all this." Nicholas Erasmus. An old woman that has no children committed suicide yesterday because of hardship. People that are closer to her said she's always complaining that the little money that she would use to buy food does not get her anything. She hanged herself yesterday. This is getting out of hand. Not be only one person get this country. We should do something. Madu Abuchi from Eleme. Madu Abuchi, thank you very much. Such a sad story, by the way. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, Mr. Canada. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. Welcome on the show.
Yeah, this is Canada. I'm calling you from Mini.
All right, welcome then.
Yeah, let me look into the headline of federal government saying that we pay token to Nigerian youth, unemployment youth. Mr. Canada, I don't think that is a welcome development. Any little thing, government will say they will give palliative, then we give token. Who are they giving token? Then we give us token and keep us under punishment, under slave. Is it not better some of them who have been working there for years retire, so that some youth will have opportunity to enter work? Look at every year Nigeria is producing graduate every year. They are producing graduate every year. No job. The minimum job of a graduate in Nigeria is POS. The federal government of Nigeria are they not scared of themselves? They will come out to tell us of the history. They will give us a token. If you have their number, warn them before we start saying something bad.
Don't say something bad. Don't say something bad. Thank you very much. Let me move on before you say something bad. 92.3, welcome. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, Mr. Zion, good afternoon to you, ladies.
Yeah, Mr. Zion, welcome on the show.
I'm so perplexed to hear that the federal government said they want to show me to unemployed graduates or youth. Which of them now?
I didn't graduate. I saw graduates. Graduates. That's the one.
Indeed, the federal government, led by President Tinubu, is clueless. They are not dynamic in their approach. It's a government of waste.
Zion, is it really a matter of being clueless? Because, in the UK, in in the United States, in Australia, in many of those countries, they have this social security program, and I think that's what the federal minister is.
Those people have those security programs because they know that the African leaders will bring their money to them. They will steal their money and bring it to them. So upon how we give these social programs to our teeming youth, we know we have money somewhere. Nigeria, do we have money anywhere? Let's take 2 billion naira out of this money now. Do you know that from this 2 billion naira, we can create job opportunity for over 5 million youths from the Niger Delta region? I'm talking about 2 billion. I don't need too much. Just 2 billion naira. Sir, come to the Niger Delta region. Is it this thing they call water hyacinth or water loose? That is like a problem to the Niger Delta people. Do you know that today the Asian countries, the Scandinavian countries are looking for water hyacinth to do what? To build cork to cover their wines. We can go into that, gather this thing and send them there. We can even bring the industry here to be building this cork and send them to those people. Sweet potato farming. Today it has been pronounced that sweet potato is one of the agricultural products America and Europe are looking for. Underline that word. We can go into farming of this product as a massive one for us to be exporting. We have
I've got
will be there as there is so much.
I've got to let you go.
Don't want to waste this money.
All right then. Thank you very much. Talking about the social security scheme, the one for unemployed persons in the country. I'm just looking at my screen, and I do not have all of the information, but I can see that the federal government has launched an expatriate employment levy. So they will be levying, foreigners who are working in Nigeria. Maybe the money you gotten from there, maybe now emphasized on. I'm emphasized on maybe now. I'm not saying that's what it will be, but maybe that will be what they will use, to finance some of these schemes, some of the social intervention programs. But let's go back to the phone lines now. 92.3.
Hello.
Yes, greetings to you.
Good afternoon, Canada.
Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling
My
from?
name is Robin Maja the Farmer. And I'm calling
Robin Maja the Farmer. It's good to have you. Welcome. So tell me, what's on your mind, please?
Canada.
Yeah.
This is my take. The protest by Labour has certainly made an impact.
Okay.
Because they have made statement. As is happening here, all over the world, they are listening and watching to know that Nigerians are hungry. That is the new name. We are hungry. So the protest is making impact. And it will make impact.
Okay.
On the issue of federal government proposing to pay unemployed graduates or unemployed Nigerians, that's another charade. For me, the government of the day do not know how to get us out of the wood. You want to pay people, you told us it's your turn. 29th of May, the first thing you said, subsidy is gone. And since then, after the labor preempted strike, the president was in Abuja and told us the refinery will work by December. Canada, I told you, I never believed them. Is the refinery working?
Interesting.
This is the government to be serious to tell us how they will build either brand new refineries, how this refinery will be working, how they will give us electricity to encourage industry and small scale industries. They are telling us they want to pay Nigerians that are not working. From who said this now? Look at where Better Edu was. You know the prop going on. We have had the billions recover so far. What is going on there? They are all jokers. I know in their mind they will think they have conquered us. Of course, that's how they feel. But the journey is getting closer. We are getting closer there.
All right.
Good afternoon, Robin Marja, the farmer.
Thank you very much, Robin Marja, the farmer. I missed that one to call back. Let's focus on some messages now on WhatsApp. This one says, good afternoon, Canada. For me, to a great extent, the president has the bulk of the blames. For example, the closing of the borders for things like rice and some other food stuff. But let me pause before I continue reading your message. Don't you think the closing of the border is so that we can improve our local production? Right? Because if we begin to flood our markets, it means that our naira will continue to devalue. I mean, look at it from that angle as well. Anyways, what do I know? Moving on. This one says, monopoly of cement production and others, etc. When Hawk carried the chick from the mother fowl, the chick said it is crime. Not because the hawk will leave, but so that everyone will see that it has been taken away. The ball is now over to the government. Okay, the ball is now over to the government. Okay, Odemegu Sonny Didia from Omerelu. Let's see. This one says, Kalada, personally, I personally don't need any money from the federal government, whether 25,000 or even 1 million naira. What I need is a Nigeria that makes its citizens generate money for themselves and the government. Also, the lawmakers have shown that they are stomach infrastructure lawmakers. They don't care about the hardship in the land. Bright now from Oji. Let's see this one. This one says, the insensitivity of our lawmakers has reached an alarming rate. By statistics, they are the highest paid in the world, yet they can't say this at a time when Nigerians are widely hungry. Or you see, they can say this at a time when Nigerians are widely hungry until we begin to, okay, that's fair. Let's leave that part, that no violence. However, I don't think they are the most paid in the world. I don't think I agree with your statistics there. I would have to check it. I would have to confirm and see who's right or wrong. But this one says, I share your opinion. We have 3 tiers of government in Nigeria, and agriculture, commerce, industry, transportation, and electricity are in the concurrent responsibilities and functions of government. It is not a federal government theme. Besides, the Operating Land Use Act vests governor of each state the control of land. But unfortunately, some Nigerians are rejecting knowledge and continually dwell in obvious ignorance by demanding agricultural activities and production of the federal government alone. Besides, the subsidy removal has increased revenue to the various states and more money to the oil-producing states in Nigeria. Sadly, natives in the subnational level are busy defending and shielding their governors who have done nothing to alleviate the suffering of the people. Hence, the actual target of the NLC is the federal government as well, shielding the governors and blaming everything on the federal government. I want the NLC in various states to tell me one policy of the President Tinubu's led administration that has or is preventing Governor Sim Fubara, Governor Alex Oti, and other governors of the South and Southeast from engaging in mechanized farming or production of goods and services in River State. These governors have more money at their disposal, but many of them do nothing to improve food supply in their states, and the people are calling on the president to provide food. When it is politics, some governors will suddenly wield political power to control security agencies, but when it is the protection of lives in the states, security will become an exclusive function of the federal government. What a shame. Emi Fiaga with that long, very long piece. This one says, good day, Mr. K. Batubo. What I think about the NLC protest, the essence of protest is to let the government on board to know the economic hardship in Nigeria. President Tinubu's economic policy is very harsh to Nigerians. It should be revised immediately. On Ate Clinton West. I'm going to read this one. It says, it's even funny. Okay, you first of all told me Ajao Kuta still. That's the one I was looking for. Thank you very much. You said paying the youths is just a waste of time, except they want to pay their boys. If not, why not use the money for Ajao Kuta still? There's so many projects lying in waste in Nigeria. Use it for them. Senators, cut down your salaries and stop lying to use your salary is huge. Say, stop lying to use. Your salary is huge. Don't lie. If not, join the protest. It's even funny how the governors are expecting their selves as if they are not part of the problem. Or I think you meant exempting themselves. You said we have... as if they are not part of the problem we have in this country, especially River State, where they still talk about politics when we have hunger in our land. Handwork does not pay again, because no work, no money. People rather do stuff themselves. No, now things are hard. Okay, now things are hard, you said. All right, I don't know why it's difficult reading messages today. Maybe a lot of typo error. Let's see. Let's go back to the phone lines. 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Thank you. This is Muriel.
Yeah, Muriel. Yeah, Muriel, welcome.
Thank you, KDB. KDB, this is what I think about the NLC protest. I think Nigeria will not change this immediately because of their protest. I think the refineries will not just start working immediately because of their protest. I think students, ASU, everything will not just get immediately because of their protest. The Naira will not bounce back immediately because of their protest. Nigeria will not start producing. And because when we start production, in one way or the other, Naira will begin to have strength because of their protest. At the end of the day, they will go into a room, they will discuss, and they will make fake promises, false promises again, just what they've been doing. And the NLC will come out and say, okay, they heard. Maybe they're thinking of new lies to tell them. And trust me, KDB, when they tell them these lies, not to talk with one of two and Ghana and goes or transfer. KDB, those lies will be accepted and they will come out and tell us. I've said it, KDB, I have no faith anymore in NLC. And I want to beg NLC, I've said it before. That for the group that still have faith in them, they should try as much as they can to hear them. After today now, the protest today, tomorrow the protest, they will not say what. If they want to shut down this country, trust me, it will not affect those the leaders in this country. It will not affect them in any way. It will not affect if they like leaders in this country for 10 years. If these are leaders, are senators, even their children will not hungry.
Right.
They are the ones that will still suffer.
Right.
NLC said they want a minimum wage to be 1 million. KDB, is that doable? Is that in fact a thing like that happen? Now they've not even told us how much they want, because when they told us 1 million, things were not at work with it. Maybe did they want to increase it to 1.5 million for a worker now? Maybe all those things.
All right, Muriel, thank you very much. I've got to move on now. Thank you. All right, thank you very much. 92.3 Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Please, what's your name?
Yeah, this is Comrade Clinton calling from Bury.
All right, Clinton from Bury, welcome.
Yeah, Kalada, let me start with the lawmakers. These people are very, very insensitive to the plight of Nigerians. Nigerians are suffering, and they are coming out with this kind of insensitive statement that what they are being paid is not enough for the job that they are doing. Kalada, what are they doing? What are they doing that they are using SUVs worth millions of naira? They are paying aids in millions. Kalada, I think these people should come down and cut costs. Nigerians are suffering, and they should be able to look at Nigeria, the federal government, and help them to curtail the problems we are facing in this country. Right. Then, federal government also pay unemployed Nigerians. I don't know how they intend to do that. In country where we don't have a database, don't have a data system, graduates are coming out of millions, thousands every year. I don't know how to do that. If it should be sustainable, we'll look at the long run for it. Then finally, the protein.
Thank you very much, Clinton. Call for it very much. On Friday, if his salary can't take him home, all right. Friday, we're gonna thank you. Kate Accra Jaja says, this is a very serious matter. They should do something about it. Before, with the less 500 naira, you can cook indomie and egg, but now one super pack is 450 naira or even 500 naira. Please, the government should do something about it, you said. Ikboye Kanke Odwaka says, Nigeria to pay unemployed youths monthly. Laugh. He said, LOL. Another way to loot money. NLC so-called strike is meaningless. Who are making things cost? Is it not same ordinary people? How can you buy indomie in bulk for 8,600 naira and sell it for 18,000 and you are blaming dollar? people that don't even know what dollar looks like. Cement that everything they used to make it are in Nigeria, yet we buy for 6,000 and sell for 15,000. Make on a day wine on herself. But maybe you want to you want to put into consideration the fact that they use what do you call it now? They use transportation, means of transportation to move the goods from point A to point B. So maybe that's what makes it very, very expensive. I do not know. But Wisdom Joseph on Facebook says, good afternoon, Carl. With respect to the NLC nationwide protest, it is quite unfortunate that the NLC sees the federal government as the sole problem of the current economic unrest in the country. What roles are the state governors and council chairmen doing? Ever since the suspension of subsidy, virtually all monthly allocations of states and LGAs have almost doubled, and nobody's asking them what exactly they're doing with it. All the three tiers of government are equally responsible for this economic reality in the country. Progress Nigbo says, please tell the lawmakers as Ona call them come back home or resign, because I don't know what they are working that they are enjoying the way they are enjoying. Okay. Toby Stanley says, good afternoon, Canada. NLC nationwide protest is a welcome development. The hardship is overwhelmingly too much on the people. I hope the NLC will not politicize this call. We saw the outing today in River State by NLC, which was not as heated as other states when compared. Maybe because the government of River State has over time displayed concerns with the welfare of labor in the state. Secondly, Nigeria to pay unemployed youth monthly. This is laughable. Does the government have the statistics of unemployed youth? This is obviously another means of diverting the attention of the people. Corruption continues. Thirdly, lawmakers' salaries too small for job responsibilities. This is obviously a misplaced priority on the side of the lawmakers. Can these lawmakers sit up and fill the poor masses? God will help us. Toby Stanley from Opobo. Toby, thank you. Let's see. Thank God Ability Atwegbu says, if the Deputy Speaker of House of Representatives is saying that their salaries are too small, they should honorably tender their resignations letter to someone who can occupy their positions. All right. Newton Ikira says, NLC nationwide protests against hardship kicked off today. Nigeria to pay unemployed youth monthly. Here we go again. I guess some will bite hook, line, and sinker. They keep on weaponizing poverty. As long as they keep the people impoverished, they are at their beck and call, but not for long, you said. Lawmaker salaries too small for job responsibility, you said. These people take pride in provoking us. Anyways, we are peaceful and a happy people. One day, the bubble will burst. All right, that's that for WhatsApp. Let's see. Asitoka from Mouth 3 says, greetings, my KD. Please, where is our refinery? I hope it's working now. As for labor, let them continue in their physical exercise. They actually need some fitness. Nothing concern Nigerian economy with their March pass. This shege must go round. This one says, hello, Kalada. He first started by saying, good afternoon, Kalada, Nigeria Info. Tinubu doesn't know what to do. He should rather resign and let's try someone else. Paying unemployed graduates in the society is the most senseless thing to do in a country like Nigeria. But I'm asking, I mean, it is done in other countries. It's done in the UK, it's done in the US. You know, some of these developed countries, they have social security where they pay people who are not working, right? But according to you in Nigeria, it's a senseless thing to do. I wonder why. Well, you say 80% of those monies will end up in the pockets of their political allies. Let the 4 refineries be made to work with that money and stop fuel importation. There will be jobs. Government should start farming nationwide. Our lawmakers who are already overpaid all over the world, I think let's see. I think he said, I think the military should. Okay, I'm going to skip that part. A lawmaker in Nigeria gets more than an American president. NLC protest is a welcome idea. We need more of it. And as a matter of fact, a total shutdown of the nation for about 5 days, including those securing our leaders, Abode, George, Rumaolu, Podakad. And then you said how many people had benefited from the so-called palliative the government have been sharing since Tinubu assumed office. Social security scheme can't work in Nigeria. Newton, I've read your message on Facebook, so I'm going to skip. Federal government led by President Tinubu is not serious at all in all ramification. Too unfortunate. Confidence in Lebadim from Ozuzue Che. And finally, I'm going to read this one. It says, despite Nigerian lawmakers being on one of top 10 highest paid in the world, yet these lawmakers come out to tell Nigerians that they can't cut costs because their monthly take home is small. This was how someone in this administration came out to tell Nigerians that Nigeria is a very, very poor country, coming out with so many propagandas. Do they actually think that we're gullible Nigerians or what? Kudos to NLC for the rally, and let all those groups that boycotted the protests thinking that NLC would chicken out at the 11th hour. You didn't complete your message, but what are they supposed to do? Let's see. Finally, I said, fine. Oh, this is really long, so I'm gonna. So I thought they said Tinubu built Lagos. What's holding him? What about those people that voted him? Hope they're enjoying now. Indu from Oyibo. And this one says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should forget about the IMF and World Bank and look inwardly into solving Nigeria's problem locally. He said, I, Comrade Ebubechi Wisdom, identified three major areas the president can have the strong will to correct as a matter of urgency. The hardship Nigerians are currently facing will have no place in the country again. Government must take total control of interest rates and come out emphatically to say that interest rate will no longer be as usual, that it is going to be 3 or 4% starting from 1st March, for example, and everybody will adjust as well as the banks. The youth entrepreneurs can have access to loans with minimum interest rates of not more than 5%. Exchange rate has become a hydra-headed issue in Nigeria because of our relying on foreign currencies. You said these have resulted to a situation where even petty traders in remote... I've got to go. It's time for the business news. I'm sorry. I can't read all of that, but I've got to go. Thank you very much for your time.
It's